Did you know it was a biblical pattern to storytelling? Scripture is full of people whose lowest moment became the foundation of their greatest assignment. Joseph went from a pit to a palace. In the pit was probably his greatest wound. All of a sudden, he was betrayed by his own family. Then he goes to prison. There was years of injustice. He was in prison for not doing anything wrong. But here his gifts were refined and his character in obscurity was created. Then he gets all the way to the palace. There, Joseph's story, his pain, all that became the strategy for the salvation of Egypt. Then you got Job. Job lost everything. He lost his health, wealth, children, his reputation. He lost everything. And after he lost everything, he got restored. He got an expanded life. And from there, people have been using Job's story as the story of comeback for thousands of years. Couple takeaways from Job. First, you need to know that the toughest seasons of your life are still a part of your testimony. Restoration doesn't necessarily ease your story, but it does become a part of it. Job's story is still read today because he was honest about his pain, not just his comeback. Then you got Paul. Paul was a persecutor, a person who went around murdering Christians. Here's the thing though, he ended up writing about a third roughly of the New Testament. He was very honest about his weakness, his past, and the things that were really burdening him. Here's a couple things that we learned from Paul. Your past doesn't disqualify you. Sometimes it is your message. Paul's credibility became naming what it used to be, not necessarily hiding it. The thing that you're tempted to leave out of your story may be the thing that God is using to help somebody else feel less alone. Here's what I need you to remember, that you have a story and your story is worth telling. You may not feel that way, but that's the truth. And somebody needs to hear what you have to say. If you've ever struggled with being able to tell your story, there's a link in bio. You get my signature story blueprint and it'll help you tell that story. Somebody is waiting on your story. Remember that the goal is growth. Growth happens in the journey. Enjoy it.